season on two players who keyed the Cup run. Playoff MVP center Sam Bennett and forward Brad Marchand, both set to become unrestricted free agents July 1st. If Bennett doesn't re-sign with the champs, he, of course, will have plenty of suitors, and there will be plenty of interest as well in Marchand, coming off the best playoff series of his career in the Cup final.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where AFS comes in, a groundworks company. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at afsrepair.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Hold your block until the whistle blows.
From SEC Media Days to the National Championship Game.
This was a great team win.
We are 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Joe Hunk, John Abraham, 256-576-4977. Welcome to the Blitz.
The Rats were soaring last night. Stupid Rats. In Florida. The Rat race has officially come to an end. The Florida Panthers win the Stanley Cup with ease, 5-1. And the hockey season's over.
Exactly. Do you know how bad it is to actually say now that hockey season's over?
Damn it.
I mean, I know it's June, and Havoc haven't played since April?
It's felt like a long time.
I mean, it's like April. I just remember that if we would have made it to the SPHL championship rounds, that I would have been juggling having a child and having that. And it's been 8 weeks because my daughter is 8 weeks old.
Yeah.
So, I know it's felt like it's been a while, but at the same time, like last night, I'm watching this and I'm I have my daughter in my arms. She's falling asleep. We've got hockey on, and I'm watching this and I'm thinking, I don't want this to be the last game. Like, it's crazy that this is the last game.
Yeah, and that's why I was saying it yesterday, Joe. I was very upset because this one was going to be in Florida. Edmonton already looked down, and going into this game, it felt like the energy was completely off. And on top of that, the first 2 goals get scored, and I'm going to blame Evan Bouchard. I think that it was all his fault, and I hate to have to say it, one guy. But after those first 2 goals in the first period, and you could also look at Stuart Skinner. He let a few go by. But Evan Bouchard was the guy that had the puck on his stick, let it go, and of course, the turnover led to the goal on both of those instances at the beginning and the end of those that period. Now, who scored a majority of these goals? It was actually really interesting to see. It was the first time since the 50s that we saw a player get 4 goals in the Stanley Cup game, and it was Sam Reinhart who scored the first, skipped the second because that was Matthew Tkachuk, and then Sam Reinhart ended up scoring, the rest of the goals, 2 of those being empty netters, and, the hats got thrown in the third period. And it was like how much time was there still on the board when they took out the goalie? I mean, the Oilers, they let less goals go by after they took out the goalie, and they scored 1 goal without him. And it seemed like they could have probably went the whole game without him, and they probably would have ended up in the same spot. So, it's just one of those games where the team's down, they're playing away, and if they do win this, they would have been able to maybe get a little bit of momentum moving forward, but that just did not seem like it was happening. And instead of the 7 games we got last year in this amazing matchup, we only got 6.
Well, and here's what's the sad part is, it's a good thing, but it's also a sad thing. The good thing is I was able to watch the entire game. Mm-hmm. Like, I watched beginning to end I didn't watch the full third period because by that time it was already done.
Yeah, the goalie was out for a majority.
I mean, it was done. But what was really bad about this, I did not even realize that the Braves game had started because of the rain delay. I had MLB Network on the moment that I got home, and I'm watching it, and all I kept seeing was, we're in a rain delay. There's a tarp. There's in a rain delay. And then I keep hearing, we'll keep you updated if when the game is supposed to start, if the game is going to start tonight. And I'm going, oh my heavens, this thing, what, are we going to have a doubleheader tomorrow? Like, what's going on? I would have welcomed that. But I was just thinking, like, crap, this sucks. And so what I always do, because with the app that you and I use to watch television on, it doesn't give you scores or channels or anything like that. Like, some of the games that it has listed on there have already wrapped up. And so you'll click on there and it'll just be normal programming.
That's the one thing I'll give the YouTube TV and any other, cellular, I don't know, all these other sites out there is they have that sidebar you can pop up that shows all the other games and what the scores are. That's all one thing we're lacking, Joe.
Look, but I will tell you,
the price.
It is, but I say, out of everything though, it's not worth, I'm not spending another $110 on the pro just for that. No, I'm cool. So what I do, I always go to the ESPN app and I'll look it up and I'll say, okay, these games are still going. Cool. Let me hop on over here. And I never, ever actually think about the fact that the Braves game was going to start. Never got a notification, never got anything. Didn't even think about the game even happening. So then when I see that the game is going on, I flip over. And then, like, right when I flip over, I'm watching this and I'm thinking, the Braves are really down 4-1.
2-2. Swung on and whistled down the left field line. This is going to be big. In to score Allen. In to score Acuna. Here comes Verdugo. And he will score. The game is tied.
See, I'm sitting there and I was like, I turned on when there was nobody on. Like, I just turned in the eighth inning because, again, I didn't think the game was happening.
You the good luck charm, Joe?
That's right, Atlanta.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Right. That's right. You need me.
Get a contract
You need
out
me
there.
on this ship, okay? You need me because I'm the only one for the entire season that's been trying to calm this Braves nation down here. No, I have. Everybody else, is it time to call it, Joe? Is it time to phone it in? Is it time to be done? Give it time.
You did back off, all right?
I did back off.
And you told the people why they would need to back off because, first off, they got the extra win in the past series. Then they go and have a pretty decent series against the Rockies. That 10-1 is still kind of gross. But outside of that, they did exactly what you said they needed to do. And now with this big win against the Mets, I mean, hey, I think everybody's rested assured right now.
Look, I'm not saying that the Braves are going to start winning 15 in a row. I'm not going to say that the Braves are going to, win the division or anything like that. What I am saying is that it is a long season and they have to just get things right. You know what they got right last night? And you were able to listen to it, not just here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. You were able to listen to it in ESPN Winchester. Those were the two places that you were like, look, if I'm driving around, want to see what's happening, I can turn over. They actually got clutch hits. The Ozuna hit, it shouldn't have even come down to Ozuna because Matt Olson got rung up on a fastball. It wasn't even a fastball. It was like a two-seamer, maybe even you consider it broke enough to be a sinker. That was probably 6 inches off the plate. And the umpire called it a strike. If tap the helmet, if we had it, tap the helmet, Matt Olson would still been batting. Like, he shouldn't have been the first out of the inning. Like, that should have been an even bigger inning than what it was. You struggle against Peterson, which a lot of people have struggled against Peterson this year. You struggled against him. You finally got his pitch count up. You were able to get a couple of guys on because there were 2 men on when they finally pulled him. And then that's when everything started to roll downhill for the Braves in a good way. You tie it up, and yes, Iglesias actually had a good 10th inning.
Slider, sinker.
Which had not actually worked. I didn't even know if he remembered how to grip the slider properly, okay? Like, I just didn't know. And so Braves then win that one. You have the walk-off with Riley just because of the dumb throwing decision by the Mets catcher. Yes, it was a dumb throwing decision.
We talked about this, Joe, before the show.
We were breaking down the film right before the show.
You were like, well, you want to get him out. Well, that's why he throws it to second. He anticipated it to throw to second. And I was thinking, why didn't he just throw it to third? Because you don't want to extend the batter. Because we saw it, Joe. We saw it earlier in the day. Louisville versus Oregon State. How did it end? Pop fly, man at third goes home. It's over.
Fly. Look,
and it ended up being the same way. Anyway.
When you get into extra innings, there are strategies that you are trying to utilize because you basically start the inning off with, a double to start the inning.
Yeah.
That's how it basically looks like. Okay. And so when you have a runner at second base and you have the ability to try to get them out in a certain way, you go for it, because it is going to be a lot harder to score the man from first with one out, because you can hit into a double play. You can do a lot of things. So when he gets into the rundown situation because he misses the ball, he looks at the runner and he's thinking, wait a second, I've got him nailed, because he stopped halfway between second and third base.
He's going back to second, baby.
Now, what you're supposed to do, and what he should have done, is he should have started to run towards the runner to make him commit one way or the other. Either commit to second or commit to third. What the runner does is the runner then takes a couple of steps back to second, but then hits that plant foot the moment he sees that the catcher had committed to throw. And then he's gone, and there's no way you're catching him.
He juked out Pete Alonso.
Absolutely. Also, but in that situation, if the catcher's running towards the runner, and it wasn't Pete Alonso catching, but if he's running towards the runner, the throw to second is now shorter and quicker, and you possibly have the ability to throw it to third base if you commit the throw to second. By getting that out, you then change the whole course of that inning. That's why getting that runner out at second base is so important if you have the opportunity to do so. What he did is he waited just a little bit he didn't wait long enough. Great job by Williams on that, to be able to fake him out enough to get to third base, because then that changed everything. You had to intentionally walk guys. You had to get the bases loaded. Austin Riley misses a grand slam by mere millimeters, because he just missed that ball. Like, his job was just to get the fly ball halfway into the outfield. That's it. Get it halfway in the outfield, you're winning the game. That's all. That's all he was planning to do. Instead, he almost puts it up against the wall. He barely missed a grand slam.
Yeah, correction. Francisco Alvarez was the catcher.
Alvarez is catcher. Alonso's your first baseman.
And I will say the gear he was rocking. I would think that it would be a little bit distracting for him, maybe for the pitcher as well. I'm just throwing that out there. It's the most colorful gear I've seen on the field, and it doesn't
creamsicle and lime
matches none of any team that is in the MLB.
It's not the style, man.
I don't know why anybody would rock that, but you know what? I'm not going to judge him too hard, but I do think it maybe played a little bit of a role. Also, I will say Ronald Acuna's grab, right field, spectacular. I was 100% that was going out. And then thankfully, Juan Soto, I don't know what happened there. He thought that it went over. I don't know. What
he thought happened is he thought that the ball was trapped in between Acuna and the wall, because it wasn't going to be a home run, because that fence is like 20 feet tall. So Acuna was looking like he was going to jump, try to make the catch. And what was going to happen was the ball was going to get trapped between Acuna and in the fencing that is there between whatever it's called, the lower chop shop, whatever that is, that lower area. And so he wasn't going back to first, because he needed to get to second, or he was going to be a force out. And so he had no clue where the ball was. So when Acuna comes up hosing him, he was still too far away, because he still couldn't see if Acuna made the catch or not.
Yeah, he made the decision way too late. If you guys want to hop in on that conversation or the Stanley Cup conversation, you can, 256-576-97.7. Joe, real quick before we head into break and talk a little bit of college baseball, do you know why the Florida Panthers throw rats onto the ice after wins?
All right, if I remember this correctly, because this actually started in 96 whenever they did play the Colorado Avalanche in the Stanley Cup Finals. It was our final. It was before it happened beforehand. But if I remember correctly, the arena that they were playing in was like infested with real rats, if I remember it correctly. And so it kind of became like a running joke, and people would grab the rats and throw them on there because there were rats in the arena.
You think they were actually throwing the real rats onto the ice?
No, not the real arena. No, not the real rats. They were throwing the fake rats on there, and it just kind of became a joke. And then more and more people started joining in on it. If I remember, something like that.
So your memory, it's a little spotty, but I will say you got it right on the season. All right. Yes. This happened in the Florida Panthers locker room. Scott Mallenby, he was in the locker room. He had a stick. It was prior to the game against the Calgary Flames. It was during the regular season. A rat ran across his feet, and he smashed this thing with his stick, ended up killing it. He goes on to score 2 goals in this game. They call it a rat trick.
I like that story.
And that is what started the rats on the ice. It just kind of picked up. Now, whenever they, had the rat trick, they which was 2 goals, they threw the rats onto the ice. They had to stop that.
Because they used to do it all the time.
It was just 2 goals.
And,
it wasn't
and
3.
what would happen is if you've ever been to the teddy bear toss or the chuck-a-puck, it's like the chuck-a-puck when we were doing that in the middle of the second period, intermission between the second and the third, and all those pucks are on the ice. It looks the exact same way. So they would have to pause so that people could go and pick up all the rats, and they had to get the gigantic brooms and just push them out on there. It's also wild that I can start disliking a team simply because of a uniform change. I loved the uniforms that they had back in the 90s that had the gigantic panther.
It was
jumping at you. I loved that.
Mm-hmm.
Once they changed to what they have now, which looks way classier and it looks it looks classier. I was just like, this sucks. This isn't the same, man. This isn't the same. Again, why am I a Preds fan? Because the Mighty Ducks stuff went away. And they tried coming back this year with that god-awful all
You didn't
oranges.
like the orange?
No, the all orange is hideous.
Oh, I thought it was
absolutely
actually
hideous.
Cool. I thought it was cool.
No, it's so horrible. I was watching. No, matter of fact, it was during the Nick Dowd portion when you had there because you put the Duck stuff when we had the Nick Dowd stuff during the Rocket City Awards on Monday night. You had a lot of his highlights from what he did against the Ducks, and they were wearing that god-awful orange uniform, and I'm sitting there by Olivia because we were about to go up next, she was next, and I'm there, and I'm sitting there going, I hate those uniforms. Dang. You really killed just a good thing. I'm okay with changing the aways, but those home uniforms, those D2 uniforms, man, don't get rid of those. You can change the road ones, because those road ones just never looked right to begin with. But those home jerseys, no. When the Mighty Ducks got sold, they changed uniforms. Yeah, they killed me on that.
I got it.
Okay. So same thing for the Panthers. So I haven't liked the Panthers since the uniform change.
Well, there was a rat killed, and they also killed the tradition. Every time Mellenby scored, they threw rats onto the ice. They had to stop that. Now it's only after they win games, which yesterday, of course, they won it 5-1. Winning the series 4-2.
Look, you had the turnovers and everything that you talked about, but also, Skinner should not have gotten the start.
The energy just wasn't there either.
No,
it just didn't seem like.
Well, yeah, because Skinner was in net. Skinner should not have gotten the start. You go with the guy that had only lost 1 game through the entire playoffs. That's the guy you go with on this. Okay.
It didn't look good for my take because I said Skinner should start.
Oh,
and I still stand by that. You should have bring him back. You should let him start. But those first 2 goals were solely because the offensive turnover.
Yes, and the fact that you then, at one point in time, you let Skinner basically face 5 and 6 shots without even having a defender there. Yeah. I mean, that man was sitting there under fire. He almost ducked behind the net because he thought that there was 15 people shooting pucks at him.
Dawson, we'll be getting Dawson Eiserloh on here in a moment. But Sam Reinhart, whenever he got his second goal of the game, it was like a 3-on-2 attempt right there. And the way that Skinner was just so sold on the right side, and then it was passed over to Sam Reinhart for that third goal of the game. I'm trying to see exactly who had it prior to him, but that right there, it just seemed like a lack of effort and also just a bad situation for him to be in it was just whenever the Florida Panthers were tearing away against the Oilers. But we do need to hop into a break because we do need to talk a little bit of college baseball. It was a lot of fun yesterday. We got the conclusion to that LSU-UCLA game, and then, of course, UCLA had to come back to the field after Louisville defeated Oregon State to eliminate them from the bracket. And Arkansas, of course, did the same to UCLA to move forward and face off against the Tigers, which we're going to be talking a little bit more of on the other side with Dawson Eiserloh from ESPN-Southwest Louisiana. It's going to be a lot of fun. Stick with us here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone, ESPN Winchester, and WZZN TV.
Phone lines are open now. 256-576-4977. This is The Blitz on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You've seen those beautiful epoxy floors in a garage or carport area and have probably wondered, how can I get that done? Well, the answer is Lifetime Epoxy Floors. Lifetime Epoxy Floors is an A-plus rated business with the Better Business Bureau and has been family-owned for over 14 years. They do both residential and commercial applications and get most jobs done in a day. Lifetime Epoxy Floors' motto is, we love what we do, and it shows. Visit lifetimeepoxyfloors.com to schedule a free estimate today and check them out on Facebook.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Flying nonstop from Huntsville is a breeze on Breeze Airways. They're nice people flying nice people to nice places on really nice planes. Let's be direct. Nonstop from Huntsville to the places you want to go. Las Vegas, Orlando, or Tampa starting at $49. It's time for a weekend getaway or a long overdue week away. Time to check in using the convenient Breeze app and check out. What are you waiting for? Book today at flybreeze.com. That's flybreeze.com. Breeze Airways. Seriously nice.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
At the Huntsville Sports Commission, we do sports. The Rocket City is your destination for world-class sports in North Alabama. The Huntsville Sports Commission brings elite tournaments, championships, and other exciting athletic events to our city. From youth leagues to national championships, we're driving tourism, boosting local business, and building a stronger, more active community. When you team up with us, we'll worry about the details so you don't have to. We do sports.
McCurry Motors is your car and van rental headquarters. You can rent the vehicle you need today. Family in town, sporting event, church function, no matter what your need, McCurry Motors has you covered with a wide selection of cars and vans available for rent. They have 12-passenger Mercedes Sprinter vans, 12-passenger Ford Transit vans, 15-passenger Ford Transit vans, and 15-passenger Chevrolet Express vans. They have 2 locations, Highway 72 in Athens or Max Luther Drive in Huntsville.
Your Fox 54 weather, brought to you by Tellini's Italiano.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny sky this afternoon. Isolated, widely scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s. It's going to feel like it's in the mid 90s, dropping into the lower 70s as we head into the overnight. A partly sunny sky for your Thursday. Isolated, widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s.
Your Fox 54 weather, only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. The Blitz with Joe Hunk and John Abraham. Weekday morning starting at 9 a.m. on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
I'd like to make a petition.
I don't know if I want to listen to the petition.
Look, Joe, I'm still thinking about Jumbo. Can we make a Frankenstein sculpture of Jumbo?
That's
just get
what they did the first time.
I know, well, it's just get them an amalgamation of a bunch of different elephants, put it back together, and then we'll have the tusked Jumbo.
That's what was in Barnum and Hall.
No, that was literally just the Jumbo was stuffed. All right, now since Jumbo is just various, scattered across the lands, we could just get them back.
Lands,
just put them back together, piece them back together like a puzzle that doesn't match.
If your roof is scattered across the land, make sure that you go to Fleming Roofing and Restoration. If you do need a little bit of help, it's been pouring down rain around the Tennessee Valley, so we know this is the time where you find out about some of those leaks.
Yeah, and you can find them at FlemingHSV.com. Fill out your free quote today, and remember that they show up. And there's supposed to be more rain today.
Yeah.
We'll be keeping an eye on that. Hopefully not in Omaha, as we were actually able to get through some baseball. And LSU able to get through yet another team. And on top of that, Arkansas able to get through that same team to now meet as one in this final 2-game stretch. Hopefully we're going to get 2 games, because this is going to be the best series, I think, of the entirety of this World Series. But to help us talk a little bit more about these Tigers and what they got going on is Dawson Eiserloh from ESPN Southwest Louisiana. Dawson, how are you today, brother?
I am good, man. I hear you talking about rain. It has been much of the same here in Louisiana. I think my grass is going to be sopping for the next 2 months. Other than that, we're doing
Well, now you're getting a little bit choppy. I don't know what happened. You were just on the phone. I heard what you said. It's very soppy over there in Louisiana, but yeah, no, you were talking well before, and then you hopped on the radio. I don't know. Maybe it's just the radio gods telling you to go outside.
It's the Louisiana and it's the rain. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's that whole thing.
It happens.
But
it happens.
Thankfully for the Tigers, they haven't had to deal with it, at least yesterday. They were able to get through the rest of that matchup and in pretty good fashion. I mean, they picked up exactly where they left off, except for with more runs. I mean, they were just left and right. It seemed like they had the bats rolling. 9-5 was the final in that one against UCLA. Talk a little bit about those bats, because we're seeing a lot of the same, but we're also seeing some new faces getting some productivity going for the Tigers.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think the team in 23 that won the title was talked about because they had Dylan Cruz, who was probably the best position player in the country that year. We know about Paul Skeens.
Mm-hmm.
But offensively, I think it was just a much deeper and much more potent lineup than this one is. At the same time, look, it's comparison to, one of the really, really good champions that we've had in the last few years. So it's maybe not fair to compare them. But what Jared Jones did yesterday, I think, is what LSU's been waiting for. And, look, he went 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts first game of the World Series. And to bounce back, hit the big homer, get them going. They give up a 3-spot to UCLA in the first inning. It's starting to feel like, wait a minute. They answer with 4 more. Obviously, then the rain comes. Pitching gets disrupted a little bit, but the offense, keeps the foot on the pedal, which is really what they needed. So it's a different offense. It doesn't have quite as much firepower as some of the LSU offenses in the past, but one thing they've proven that they're going to do is if you give them free passes, if you let them on base for free, they're going to make you pay. And this time of year, obviously, teams are starting to run out of pitching at times, and LSU is going to take advantage when that happens.
All right, so then you talk about the disruption. Obviously, you're in the middle of a game. You have to wait about 12 more hours to play the next morning. So what does that do when it does come to the pitching? Because look, we talked to Arkansas guys yesterday that said that there's a possibility that Root could pitch again tonight after LSU just lit him up a couple of nights ago. And I'm thinking, okay, so it's because of the way that their usage is. What about this game and the usage of LSU's bullpen and the way that everything else is kind of going on right now going into tonight?
Well, it's interesting too. And then, Arkansas's decision to throw Root last night, I think surprised a lot of LSU people who thought, maybe they'd wait and let him start this one.
Right.
No, it honestly, there was some LSU contingency that was pretty upset with the way the delay took place. I don't think it's that bad of a scenario for them. So Ianson threw 44 pitches before the delay.
Mm-hmm.
They chose obviously not to bring him back the next day. But what that does is it makes him available tonight, and I think, my best guess, look, I don't think Jay Johnson would tell me what he was having for breakfast, much less who he's pitching, because he just loves keeping that stuff close to the vest. But I think he's going to throw either Jaden Newt or maybe somebody like Zach Cowan. And if this game is close late and they kind of smell blood in the water, then he'll go with Ianson. If not, he'll wait and throw Ianson in a winner-take-all game tomorrow against Arkansas again. So, honestly, if Ianson finishes that game against UCLA the other night before the delay, he's unavailable for this, potential 2-game series against Arkansas at all. Now you burn Case and Evans instead of Ianson, and I think LSU would rather have Ianson than Evans available. So I think in a weird way it kind of worked out for them, even if it makes the first game, it makes tonight's game a little interesting. I don't exactly know who else she's going to go with.
Right.
And they could start Ianson, but I would imagine Johnson holds them. Maybe uses them tonight if he feels like he can get to the finish line without having to go to the second game. But then also could potentially have him on, basically full rest ready to pitch in tomorrow's game if necessary.
And them going with Root last night was smarter, just because I thought it was asinine that they would even think about pitching him again against the same team that lit him up. Like, I was thinking, no, I wouldn't do that if I were you. And now with you guys, it seems like you and LSU has been the only team that's really been able to handle Arkansas all year long. I mean, look, and I even said it. I've said that Arkansas to me was the best team going into the College World Series, but LSU seems to be like this only team that goes, okay, yeah, we know how to handle them. Not just handle them. You've ruled them. You beat them in Omaha already. Why is it that LSU has been able to play Arkansas so well compared to the rest of the country?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think, the series that happened during the regular season had a couple different, interesting things. I think, obviously, look, we know what Gage Wood just accomplished, and he was nowhere near throwing at that level when they played. I wouldn't have been surprised if they went back with Root against LSU, just because I felt like a lot of Root's struggles were more of himself just not being locked in, as opposed to the LSU hitters, like, kind of figuring him out. And look, maybe we would see him again on Thursday, potentially, although that's a pretty quick turnaround. And I always am, the guys who have professional futures, you feel like the coaching staff's always kind of maybe handle them a little bit more closely than a guy who's like, hey, I can throw as much as you need me to. But I don't know if it's matchup specific or if it's just this LSU team has had some good run-ins with Arkansas so far. You said earlier that you hope this game goes to a third. I think we all kind of looked at this bracket and said this could end up being a de facto 3-game series between LSU and Arkansas, and that's what it is. And so I'm kind of with you. I kind of do think this is going to go to 3. And I would give, it's funny. I think Arkansas might have a slight advantage going into today, depending on who Jay Johnson decides to throw. Mm-hmm. And then I would feel like that advantage would get fully flipped over to LSU if we went to an necessary game. But you never want to have to play the winner-take-all game if you're the team that's in the position that doesn't need it.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about that. And of course, I mean, LSU been in this position before plenty of times. I mean, we look at them and the amount of World Series championships that they have. Then you flip that over to an Arkansas who only has, World Series appearances and runner-ups. I mean, talk about, the mentality behind that, how these players think compared to a team that might be a little bit more hungry, maybe just because they haven't had that win before when it comes to the actual national title.
Yeah, it's interesting too. I guess it's one of those things like narrative-wise, you can flip it whichever way you want. On one hand, you can say that maybe Arkansas's got that extra hunger, but then on the other hand, you can say maybe LSU has that championship DNA. And I think about a player like Daniel Dickinson, who transferred in from Utah Valley. He talked recently like this is exactly why he came to LSU, was to play in these games, to get to Omaha, to be a part of what LSU terms themselves the powerhouse of college baseball. And so there's kind of this swagger and this confidence that comes with putting on that uniform. And it's not to say Arkansas doesn't have the rich history. And look, I remember vividly the 2017 title series against Oregon State, where they're a pop-up caught away from winning the whole thing. And look, it's 8 years later, and they still haven't gotten it done. I've gotten some feelings, and you hear like the broadcast staff talk about Dave Van Horn and how special this group's been to him. Like they kind of probably feel like they're a team of destiny in some ways. I think the LSU team in 23 had a lot of those characteristics with Skeens and Cruz. So I kind of wonder how that plays in, but yeah, I don't think obviously LSU is not going to give them a discount. They're gonna plan to take this thing and add another one to the mantle.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And with the addition of some of these players, I think this team is more than capable of doing it. Dawson Eiserloh from ESPN-Southwest Louisiana is our guest, and we continue on with talking about the SEC as a whole. Of course, coming into the tournament, 13 teams. It was huge. Everybody was thinking that this was the SEC's year to just completely fill out the field in Omaha. And, they ended up with the last, 2 of the final 4. And I think this comes down to, proving those skeptics wrong. I mean, although you don't fill out the entire field, you still have 50% of the final 4. I mean, what would you say this would be? Would this be a win or, a little underwhelming for the SEC?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends how you want to look at it. I personally I hate the fact that we let these conferences continue to grow. I wish every conference was capped at 12 teams. I wish they were still regional, but that's obviously not the case anymore. The question, if you're talking about how many SEC teams get the benefit of the doubt when it comes time to select, I think that is something that can be questioned based on a year like this year. But the question of whether or not they're the best conference really was never in doubt, in my opinion. And obviously, the national championships they have add to that argument. Look, whoever wins this battle is still going to have their hands full with a potential Coastal team, or if Louisville runs out of it. So I don't know. I think LSU, the SEC's always been the best conference in baseball. I didn't doubt that, but I think it's fair to look back and say, did they really need 13 teams in? Did a Kentucky team that was 5 games over 500 really have a spot in the postseason? But they're also going to get that benefit of the doubt when you have teams like Ole Miss and Mississippi State who finished in the middle of the pack and then won the national championship in the same season.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And I want to look at that other side of the bracket, of course, Coastal Carolina, Louisville. I mean, what have you seen from these teams that does cause a little bit of fear? I mean, right now, it seems like it's a trajectory of Coastal Carolina and LSU to meet in the final games. But at the same time, I mean, this Louisville team has been pretty feisty, to say the least.
Yeah, and Louisville's ended up holding the banner for the ACC, ironically enough, when, you thought there were some national title contenders, North Carolina, Florida State, none of them make it to Omaha, and here's Louisville, who we didn't have super high expectations for. Look, I've seen a lot of Coastal this year. They play in the Sun Belt with the Cajuns, and I said it about mid-March. I was like, wait a minute, this Coastal team's a little different because they've always had the bat. They play in a ballpark in Conway where it just launches out of there. There's a lot of 12-10 ball games. But I was like, all of a sudden they have 3 pitchers, and it's Riley Eichhoff, it's Cameron Flukie, and it's Jacob Morrison, who we saw the other night. And that's been the difference with this team. They just have, I think they have more quality starting arms than anybody. I would include Arkansas and LSU in that category. Now, past that, when you start to get to the bullpens, if one of those guys has a bad night, then they could be in trouble. But they're so solid, they're so consistent. Caden Bodine's going to be a first or a second round Major League Draft pick as a catcher. He's a switch hitter. They are as good as advertised. And I know people are looking ahead to a potential Coastal LSU series, which would be a rematch of the 2016 Super in Baton Rouge that Coastal won on their way to a national title. They're legit, but at the same time, this Louisville team, I mean, last night's game, they're up against it. They're falling apart in the ninth inning to Oregon State. They all of a sudden just pull it together. They get it to the bottom half, and they walk it off themselves. So they've got to be feeling like, hey, man, they're playing with house money. And if they can get Coastal, it's actually the opposite. I said I thought LSU maybe struggles tonight and then has an advantage in the second game. If Coastal's going to beat Louisville, I think they got to do it today. Because if you start to stretch that pitching staff a little thinner into tomorrow's game, if they force tomorrow's game, I think Louisville starts to have an advantage. So if I'm Coastal, I'm really putting an emphasis on getting this thing over with this afternoon.
That game's going to be starting here in just a little bit between Coastal and Louisville. Of the 4 teams remaining, obviously LSU, Arkansas, Coastal, and Louisville, how would you rank them as far as best to worst?
So interestingly enough, like if I was doing it on paper, aside from what the records are right now, like what the standings of where the teams are, I would say Arkansas, then LSU, then Coastal, then Louisville. But if you factor in that Coastal and LSU are in the positions they're in at 2-0, then I have to go LSU, then Coastal, then Arkansas, then Louisville. But talent-wise, I still actually do think top to bottom, Arkansas is the best team in the field. They're in a position they're in because they lost the game.
So what if we were talking about today, Wednesday, how the teams, almost like power rankings, like how the teams are playing? Obviously, Arkansas and Louisville have to win 2 games, but if you're talking about that sort of ranking system, where you're talking about we're looking at this right now and going, okay, these are your 4 best from top to bottom, what would it be that way?
There'd be an argument to put Coastal number 1. They've been that dominant, and they really haven't had a game where it was in super doubt. Them and LSU, I think, would be clearly at the top. And look, obviously, they've won both the games in the World Series already because of that. Coastal's also won 25 straight games. Yeah. And so anytime a baseball team does that, including a bunch of postseason games against really good teams, I think it's clear Coastal and LSU are playing the best. So I'd have them in any order. I'd obviously have Arkansas ahead of Louisville in that regard as well. But, in some ways, Arkansas is going to have to show you how much depth they have. It's been the conversation all week long.
Well, it's definitely a great day to get you on because you know so well about this Coastal Carolina team. Of course, you follow the Raging Cajuns quite a bit over in the Sun Belt, but on top of that, extensive knowledge on this LSU Tigers team as well. Dawson, appreciate you as always, man. Let the people know where they can get all of that information and so much more with you.
Yeah, it's ESPN SWLA on social media. Mine is at Eiserloh_Dawson, just my last name, then my first name. So that's where you can find me. But no, appreciate you guys for having me as always. It's fun anytime.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
Always great. You stay dry over there in Louisville. Or
Louisiana.
I'm
Dang,
sorry.
You just disrespected the
No,
man.
I always do that to the end of this.
Listen.
Dawson, appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, man.
Good stuff, Dawson. Eiserloh from ESPN-Southwest, Louisiana.
Dude, come on.
I'm sorry. There's a Louisville inside of this tournament as well. There's a few things going through my mind.
Yeah, there's a Louisville that we just talked about. He's in Louisiana. He's also in Lafayette. So there's a lot of L's in there, which
hopefully, LSU's not going to get an L today.
You're trying to spin that.
You're
trying to.
Honestly, I do want to see this game go to game 3. I do, because it's the same thing as what the Stanley Cup was giving us. Really good teams facing off each other. I want it to go to the end. I want it to have us biting off all of our nails all the way up until the end, because that's what's going to bring in the money. And that's also what's going to bring in the shots, the Jello shots.
Trust me, it's Rocco's. As long as LSU's in this, Rocco's has. If Rocco's is picking, they want LSU sending this thing all the way to Monday night when they're playing for the championship, and it's a 3-game series, and everybody that's an LSU fan has been at Rocco's all weekend long. That's what they want. But now you're looking at who's going to win between Arkansas and LSU, because Arkansas to me is the better team, but LSU's been able to handle them. They've won 3 or 4 this year.
Yeah.
And in one of those games, they mercy ruled them. So it's like, that is a totally, and I understand what Dawson was just talking about, how, Wood was not the same pitcher he was, which I agree with that. But some reason LSU just has Arkansas's number right now. It is unbelievable that that's the case. We get into your phone calls when we come back as well. 256-576-4977. Are you believing in the Braves? Come on.
Oh, come on.
Come on. Are you believing? I need some people on the wagon. It's empty behind me. It's empty.
It's just full of a bunch of Jello shots.
It's empty, and I don't know if those are strawberry or color dye, because still don't have an answer on if those are the actual colors or not.
Because you don't drink them, Joe.
Don't drink them. I don't. I just need answers. Call Rocco's.
We'll give you a guy.
Yo, Rocco, I don't need anything. I just need to know. Is are the strawberries that grape, or is this food dye? What are we talking about?
Got to get the manager on next week.
May I speak to your manager? This is Karen. We'll be back on the Blitz. ESPN Winchester, 97.7 ESPN The Zone, and WZZN TV.
Joe Hunk, John Abraham. You can watch the Blitz live now on X at 97.7 ESPN.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
Austin Riley with a walk-off sacrifice fly in the 10th inning, and the Braves edged the Mets 5-4 yesterday. 4th straight loss for the Mets. Today, it's Chris Sale on the mound for Atlanta, 4-4 at 2.79 ERA. Braves another 87 favorite against Paul Blackburn of the Mets, plus 152. 8 over the total at Truist Park. NASCAR this week at Pocono for the Great American Getaway 400. Danny Hamlin plus 450. Kyle Larson plus 550. Ryan Blaney 7-1. William Byron plus 750. Christopher Bell plus 850. Scotty Scheffler, the plus 275 favorite with the Travelers Championship in Connecticut. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at Your Home Window Company. When it comes to replacement windows, exterior doors, or new window screens, Your Home Window is the answer anywhere in Huntsville, Athens, Decatur, or Hartselle. Your Home Window windows and doors are made here in the USA and come with a lifetime warranty. When replacing those old windows or doors, Your Home Window has the solution for you. In-home estimates are always free and financing is available. Learn more at yourhomewindow.com and see clearly with Your Home Window. Visit yourhomewindow.com to make an appointment today.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. If you've been injured and need a lawyer right now, do you know who you really get?
I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. You want to talk to your lawyer. My clients,
talk to me.
And me. I'm Attorney Justin Lackey. We're the ones that you talk to.
And we're the ones who handle your personal injury case.
We'll take care of it.
The Lackey Law Firm, 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
The following liner is courtesy of Frank Caliendo. Check out Frank online at frankcaliendo.com.
Listen to the drive with Wes Neighbors. I mean, Wes played at Alabama and he worked on the sled. I mean, it all comes down to the sled. I mean, I love the sled. Wes knows what I'm talking about. But as for Steve, I mean, Steve, he's one of those guys. The only sled he knows about was the one on Snowy Hill. Boom.
Your customers deserve the best, and so do you. You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loader from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best, and this machine has it all. With features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Best of all, now Thompson Tractor is making that investment even better with our Workhorse Special. Get 0% financing for 36 months on the purchase of a new Cat 255 compact track loader that comes with a 3-year warranty. You also get a 74-inch bucket and 1,000-hour filter kit. But hurry, this offer is only good through June 30th. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor. We're here for you.
Your Fox 54 weather brought to you by Tellini's Italiano.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny sky this afternoon. Isolated, widely scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s. It's going to feel like it's in the mid 90s, dropping into the lower 70s as we head into the overnight. A partly sunny sky for your Thursday. Isolated, widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s.
Your Fox 54 weather only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
I keep forgetting to ask these guests, Joe, about the Jello Shot Challenge because it's such an integral part of what's going on in Omaha right now. Which, by the way, I don't think you could ever guess who's second right now in Omaha when it comes to the Jello Shot.
UCLA.
Hell no, they're dead last.
They even bought one. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying?
They have a few. I don't know why everybody thinks that UCLA is not, somewhat able to hold their own in this contest. But no, they are, I believe, dead last.
Okay, so then I would have to guess
they had 1401 UCLA.
Is it bad to me of thinking that people from Louisville would participate, they would do a lot, but at the same time they would critique it because of what is in the Jello shots?
Louisville is like third to last.
Okay, and here's the reason. Because it's vodka that's in the Jello shot, right?
Believe so, yes.
They would be like, this isn't bourbon. Come from Kentucky. This is all we care about.
Yeah.
Bourbon. Like, I feel like they would be bourbon snobs.
You know, it's funny.
I feel like they would be.
Yeah, they probably would have a little bit of something to say about those drinks. Even though they're just little liquid, like solid liquid. I don't even know. It's Jello. You have one more guess. All right. I'll give you one more guess.
Okay, I mean, the next obvious one would be Arkansas.
Okay. Well, you're wrong on all of those.
Murray State.
It is Murray State.
Wait, are you for real?
Murray State actually is shown up to Rocco's to get a lot of these Jello shots.
Wait, isn't Murray State also in Kentucky?
Yes.
There we go. See, so the bourbon thing doesn't work for them. They're not the Louisville snobs on that. Like they're having fun with this.
But
dude, everything Murray State is just enjoying it. They are literally full tourists on this stuff. Okay. Like I'm not even sure that Murray State went back to Murray State after Omaha. Like after they got eliminated, I feel like the way that team was, they're just like, hey guys, you guys want to do some tours? You guys want to go see? Like you guys want to go see what all Omaha's about? Let's go where Rosenblatt was. Let's go show the history of it. Let's go and let's experience some other things around Omaha. Like let's get the full experience, okay? Let's get the double-decker bus where you're sitting there taking the tour like you do in New York. That's what I feel Murray State would be because they literally were all there just like, well, we're just happy to be here. Yeah. We love everything. I can't believe we're in Omaha. They took the nameplates after the press conference, after they were eliminated. They're just like, yeah, we're going to take these with us.
Yeah.
We want everything for us to remember we were here.
Dude, the locker room probably got scalped. But I will say this. Going into today, Arkansas did take the lead from Murray State. So that is old news now. Arkansas is just a little bit over them. They have a 7,717 bought. Murray State has 7,709 bought. So a very close race going on. But LSU, of course, is going to win this thing. As they have 20,000. They have 20,000.
Yeah, this isn't even a race for them anymore. Like they're Matthew McConaugheying this. They're not going up against everybody else. They're going up against themselves for the next College World Series that they're in.
I don't know if they're going to be. I don't know what they averaged out at. I know they finished at around, I think it was 68,000 last year. I don't know if they're going to hit 68,000. All right, at the pace that they're going, I think they're going to run through this World Series and just be done with it. But if they go to Game 3 today or this week against Arkansas, and then go to Game 3 against Coastal Carolina, that's their best shot at going over 70,000 Jello shots. But I don't know if you want to do that 2 years in a row. Would you?
Am I awful in this now? Because I've went down this rabbit hole as you're talking about the Jello shots. Because I feel like if I'm in Omaha, obviously you're going to go to where the College World Series is happening.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go to Rocco's.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're thinking of whenever my wife and I, before we had kids, we always go and have the trips. We said, okay, what are the must do's? Like, what are the things that we have to do? All right. If we go to New York, do you want to go see a play on Broadway because it's Broadway? Like, do you want to go do that?
You gotta.
You know what I'm saying? Do you want to go to Times Square? Are you wanting to go up into the One World Trade or
what the
whatever?
hell are you doing in Nebraska?
That's what I'm saying, okay? Because if you were Murray State, and I'm joking about, hey, let's go take some tours. Let's go see what this city has. They don't have crap, okay? Because I always go and I'd look and see like, all right, what does this city have? The number one attraction.
Yes, I love this game.
In Omaha. Now, this isn't a Fun John game because obviously there's no way you're going to be able to guess all the things that are there.
It's not a quiz, but it's where you break down some of these cities where these big-time events are going on.
Omaha's Henry Dorley Zoo and Aquarium is the number one attraction, according to TripAdvisor.
I like aquariums.
Okay, aquariums are cool. All right, but why is your aquarium special? Okay, like is it like in Tampa? Tampa had like an albino alligator.
Yeah,
dude didn't move. I spent 2 hours staring him in the eye because I thought he was fake. Like I was just like, this is bull crap. That's not real. And then one of the guys was like, you want to get in and see? I mean, no, I don't want to get in and see, but I'm just saying, like, he hasn't moved in like 2 hours. I've sat here and looked at him the whole time. What makes it special?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Have you been to Chattanooga Aquarium?
Oh, yeah. That's like a go-to place for the kids, man.
Massive.
Oh, absolutely. And they have like different buildings that you can go into for different, like freshwater building, saltwater building. They have all this stuff.
I'll say
it's
this.
Awesome.
I'll say this.
There's one in Boston, by the way. They have a turtle that's like 250 years old and he's alive. I think his name is Myrtle. Myrtle the turtle, I believe is what the turtle's name is. It's 250, maybe off by a decade or so. Okay.
I gotta see this.
It's a cool aquarium because the whole aquarium is around a humongous cylinder where all of these other sea creatures are. So you're just going up this spiral, and then at the top is Myrtle the turtle, and he's just hanging out on top of a rock. swims every once in a while. It's about the size of, I don't know, a pinto. It's a huge turtle, but that's what its attraction is. Why would I go to your zoo or your aquarium? Like, do you have like the fastest 3-legged cheetah? Like, I just need to know.
So Myrtle the turtle is only, you were a little bit off. It's only 95 years old.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Myrtle has been alive. Was Myrtle a Myrtle's been alive through World War II and World War I.
Yeah.
Good heavens, the turtle survived it.
It's still old, all right?
The turtle was almost there for the Boston Tea Party.
Look, if it was 250 years old, Joe, then it would have been alive during Jumbo's lifestyle.
Yeah.
So, it always comes back to Jumbo.
Do you know Jumbo? He was my friend.
500 pounds this turtle weighs, by the way.
I told you.
It's heavy.
Seriously.
Heavy girl.
It's the size of a Prius, man. It is massive.
Chattanooga Aquarium, better than the Ripley's Aquarium in Gatlinburg.
The Durham Museum is in Omaha.
Okay.
The number 4 attraction, according to TripAdvisor, is a pedestrian bridge.
Chattanooga's got one of those. Come on
There's
now.
a botanical center, an art museum, and the Wilderness and Pioneer Courage Park. Look, it should be a requirement. If you have a major sporting event, you need to have some attractions for us to do during these off days.
Those aren't bad, Joe. Come on now.
Those also aren't amazing.
They're educational.
Like, you need to have, like, it's Nebraska, man. Do we not have like a tornado museum or something?
Or like a giant corn.
Just one huge corn cob.
Like the bean.
This is the Blitz with Joe Hunk and John Abraham. 256-576-4977.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
I'm here with Stan McDonald of Jacob Title. Stan, I've heard that every real estate closing at Jacob Title is a very big deal. Why is that?
Wes, I'm reminded of a very impactful statement that I heard from Coach Gene Stallings years ago when he talked about big games and little games. He said he didn't like that comparison. He says, because try losing one of those little games. And if you ever do, it ends up being the biggest game all year long. Well, it's the same thing with real estate closings. Every game, every closing is a very big deal at Jacob Title. Because when it's your closing and your contract on the line, it's a very big deal, and we understand that at Jacob Title.
So it sounds like whether your client is a first-time residential buyer or a multi-million-dollar investor, they can expect your A game.
That's exactly right. As a matter of fact, when you bring your real estate closing to us at Jacob Title, we understand it's all about trust and confidence. And when Stan McDonald tells you that a chicken dips snuff, you can look under his wing for the box.
And like Beebs likes to say, there's no doubt about it.
John Abraham here for Bobcat of Huntsville. Right now till the end of June, you can get 0% financing on the world-famous line of Bobcat skid steers, excavators, mowers, and tractors. Need attachments? They got them. And did I mention 0% as in nada? No financing charge for 48 months. It's like free money. Visit the brand new Bobcat of Huntsville in their tremendous new facilities on Highway 20 in Madison, right next to Redstone Harley-Davidson.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
This is Steve Moulton from 97.7 ESPN The Zone, and this is What's Happening. Be sure and download our app. Just search 977 ESPN in your Google Marketplace or your Apple Store, depending on your device, so you can take us wherever you might go. And you can also check out our latest zone deals. Head over to our website, 977ESPN.com. The top left banner reads, Savings Never Tasted So Good. Click on that, then enter in the big zone deals store for half-off zone deals of Lawler's Barbecue, Cecil, Carrabba's Italian Grill, Bubby's Diner, Corlejos Mexican Grill, Bad Daddy's Burger Bar, Divergence, Full Moon Barbecue, Bigfoot Little Donuts, Hickory Store Barbecue, Good Company Cafe, Apple Lane Farms, the Decatur location, and rounds of golf at Cherokee Ridge Golf Course and Gunter's Landing. And that's what's happening.
You can now do more without it costing you more. Alabama's attractions have come together to offer the all-in-one ticket that downloads to your mobile device. No matter how many attractions listed on the ticket you see during the time span you bought, your price stays the same. Pick the right ticket option that best fits your schedule, and then enjoy more attractions without spending more. All-in-one tickets for different areas of Alabama are available at alabama.travel and other places where online tickets are sold. Brought to you by Alabama Tourism Department, the ABA, and this station.
Hey, brother. Saw you
This
go.
is Brent Musburger's VSIN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
Austin Riley able to walk on sacrifice fly in the 10th inning, and the Braves edged the Mets 5-4 yesterday. Fourth straight loss for the Mets. Today, it's Chris Sale on the mound for Atlanta, 4-4 at 2.79 ERA. Braves another 87 favorite against Paul Blackburn of the Mets plus 152. 8 over the total at Truist Park. NASCAR this week at Pocono for the Great American Getaway 400. Danny Hamlin plus 450. Kyle Larson plus 550. Ryan Blaney 7-1. William Byron plus 750. Christopher Bell plus 850. Scotty Scheffler, the plus 275 favorite with the Travelers Championship in Connecticut. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Your Fox 54 weather brought to you by Tellini's Italiano.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny sky this afternoon. Isolated, widely scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s. It's going to feel like it's in the mid 90s, dropping into the lower 70s as we head into the overnight. A partly sunny sky for your Thursday. Isolated, widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s.
Your Fox 54 weather only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Log on today, 977ESPN.com. Joe Hunk, John Abraham, 256-576-4977. Welcome to the Blitz.
Second hour, final hour, best hour on 97.7 ESPN The Zone, WCCN TV. Joe Hunk, John Abraham with the Blitz on this Wednesday morning for you.
It's already Wednesday?
Yes. Is it Wednesday? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is Wednesday.
Kind of feels like a Thursday, even though we didn't have a day because we had to do the RCAs.
Days are kind of weird for me right now.
I still have a little bit of tinnitus, but it's all worth it, you know.
Get a massage gun
and put it in my eardrum.
I mean, no, I wouldn't put it there. I mean, that's a bad place, I would say, to put it. It wouldn't be very beneficial for your wrist. But, just giving you an idea of what you could possibly do.
What the hell? What does that even mean?
Do you know what a massage gun is?
Do you know what tinnitus is?
Yeah, no, I thought tinnitus was in your wrist. What is it? Is that tendonitis?
There you go.
See, tendonitis.
Tinnitus is your ears ringing, just like constantly ringing.
Okay, well then, yeah, that would probably be bad. Don't need a massage gun on that. Thinking tendonitis. No, to get tennis elbow? I didn't know I thought that's what you were talking about.
I almost believed you. I was like, could you do that? Can you massage your eardrum?
No, that would be very bad.
There's a bit Like, there's an actual bit that I could use that would fit in my ear if I wanted to try and massage it. But,
no, it's like the little water thing that you spray in there to like clean your ear out.
Like hydrogen peroxide?
No, it's some sort of, I don't know. There's probably
don't make us get into the conversation about cleaning ears out.
Look up on TikTok. It's probably one of those little TikTok buys that you could possibly get into.
Okay.
I think my wife's bought like 4 things from there. But you can listen to us do whatever we're doing, or give us a call 256-576-9777. And remember, always brought to you by Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
The guys you need to talk to, not about your ear troubles, but about your roofing troubles. So you can find them over at FlemingHSV.com. Fill out your free quote today, and remember that Fleming always shows up. We got a lot of rain in the area, whether it's around us or right on top of us, and you want to make sure you can rest assured while listening and watching all of the sports you can endure. Joe?
You took a very deep breath. So I'm going, okay.
Well, last night, with all the sports going on.
Last night, Tuesday night, yes.
Somehow, some way, women's basketball was able to stick it out with the best of the best, with the championship
You go
games.
left, man. You go left. I mean, I don't mean left like politically. I'm just talking about left turn.
2.2 million people tuned in to that New York versus Indiana game, or I think it was Connecticut. I thought it was Connecticut.
So
I think it was Connecticut, actually. You can tell I didn't tune in.
Now
it was the Connecticut Sun.
Here's the exact reason. How many people did you say watched the NASCAR race past week?
I think it was around like 1.7 on Prime.
So the WNBA now is outdrawing NASCAR.
Mm-hmm. Only Caitlin Clark's games.
WNBA is out getting more views than what NASCAR is. That is why I never think about it. And I'm not taking a jab that way. I'm looking at it from a statistical standpoint.
You didn't have to do this.
No, that's look.
The only reason was Caitlin Clark.
Between you and Tom wanting to shove NASCAR down our throats, yes, this is where it has, because you want to talk about ratings and all that.
I'll talk about NASCAR all I need to talk about NASCAR. But I'll give respect to the WNBA when the WNBA deserves a little respect. And I think it mainly came from all those technical fouls and the 3 ejections that happened last night.
Is she must watch? Absolutely. Is it great for the sport? 1,000%.
Is the WNBA letting her get pushed around left and right? Yes. She is. I mean, she literally got pushed around yesterday.
And you watched the game. I didn't.
I watched some of it.
And so and that's where I look at, obviously you can't compare all the different sports when it comes to viewing habits, because obviously look, 2.2 million, like that's 5 minutes in an NFL game. Like it is, like, 2.2 million, that's, you've gotten through maybe half of a quarter of the college football CBS game. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a different world when you're talking about football as compared to other sports in this.
Also the different companies that are broadcasting these games.
And you're talking about if this game was on ESPN, was it on ABC, like those types of things. And there's a difference there. Baseball, you can't compare it because you have 15 different regional channels that half the people in America can't even watch. So you can't even really get a true viewing number on whatever is watching those and is actually watching a game. So it's very difficult to figure out how many people are or are not watching Major League Baseball. The only way you could do is go by your Sunday Night Baseball ratings and those sorts of things. But when you talk about 2.2 and 2.5 million, because our last game that was on ABC also got 2.5 million, you're talking about now you have to look at the pecking order of sports and moving the WNBA up into other ones. Not saying you've got to be a fan, but when the numbers are showing one thing, you kind of have to not bash it as much as what you used to, because there are more people tuning in than what you think.
And I think a lot of less people are bashing the WNBA right now. I mean, to see, obviously you have Caitlin Clark, who kind of reignited the flame that is the women's basketball league. But on top of that, you have some players that are coming in, like one of them right now that's trending on social media because she defended Clark by literally throwing a player down yesterday. Sophie Cunningham. She has also gotten a little bit of love, and now her whole image is kind of getting brought up And that's on top of some of the others that are, well, doing, swimsuit, Sports Illustrated, all that stuff. But regardless, a lot of men, a lot of women watching this sport now. And I think a lot of it goes back to Caitlin Clark. But at the same time, there's some eyes that are getting kind of swayed to some of these other teams as well.
All right, so looking at it this way, okay? Because I'm pulling these numbers up right now when it comes to, say, Sunday Night Baseball, what I was just telling you about, okay? Sunday Night Baseball, and you're talking about how many million people watched the Caitlin Clark game?
Last night?
2.2. 2.2 million. All right, I am going back, and I've looked at every single Sunday Night Baseball game that has happened so far in 2025. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 Sunday Night Baseball games.
Yes.
Okay. How many of those have had more than 2.2 million people watching them?
Give me 3.
No.
Wow. I'm guessing less.
Yes.
1.
No.
None of them.
That would be the direction I would probably obviously think that you was going to go.
Yeah.
There's only been 2.
Oh, come on now.
There have only been 2.
I was going to go with 2 at the very beginning.
There have only been 2 Sunday Night Baseball games that have had higher ratings or had more people watch than what that Caitlin Clark game did last night. That was the June 1st game between the Yankees and the Dodgers, and then Yankees Mets back in May. That's it. Yankees Red Sox that just took place the other night, which was just an absolute beatdown. 1.9 million. So that's what I'm saying is, and that is a national broadcast compared to a national broadcast. I'm assuming this game was broadcast on ESPN. I have no idea. I was watching.
Pretty sure it was.
I was watching NHL final and I was watching Braves. Like those. That's where my television was.
I had my quad screen going.
It's a good thing to have.
Yeah.
So, and that's where I try to put this into perspective of casual listener that's driving down the road right now, listening on 97.7 or watching on WCCN TV. They go, oh, why did they even bring up the WNBA? Because this one game on a Tuesday night in June has done better than Yankees Red Sox that gets shoved down our throats. This just did better than Yankees Mets. So that's why I want to put that into perspective, because when you start putting numbers to numbers, then you start thinking, oh, okay, hold up. That's a little bit different. Now, it's not the average. Obviously, there are other baseball games that were on Sunday Night Baseball that probably had better ratings than what a WNBA game did that was airing around the same time. Overall. But when you are getting a game that is showing this is the reason why her games get put on television. This is the same reason why you would be putting Yankees Red Sox on television. This is the reason why you have Ohio State and Michigan always playing at 11 a.m. because they know they're going to get the numbers at that point in time. It's why Alabama and Auburn, regardless as if Auburn is garbage, because we can never say that Alabama's garbage. I mean, compared to Alabama standards, okay, then that's different. That's different.
Well, the last 4 games are garbage.
I mean, again, we're grading on a scale here, but that's the reason those games get put on at that same time every single year, every single time the game is played. It's why Kentucky and North Carolina, as much as I hate it, will always play each other a lot of times. 4 out of 5 of the SEC ACC matchups are Kentucky versus Duke. It's because they're going to get the ratings.
Yeah.
If another matchup gets me the ratings, then I'm all for it. If Braves Phillies was getting me the ratings that Caitlin Clark just got me on a random Tuesday night, you're darn right I'm putting this on. You are absolutely, I am 1,000% doing it. Hey, you know something? There's a reason why MLB Network, ESPN, Fox, all these people have went, hey, this weekend we're going to do Red Sox Giants. Just letting you guys know that historical matchup between the Red Sox and Giants. Why is that? Because of Rafael Devers. And it's hey, we want to watch this now, especially after he said yesterday when they asked him about, hey, what position are you going to play? Hey, I'll play whatever position they want me to play. You know, I'm cool. You know, whatever. If John's want me in the outfield, I'll go get my outfield glove. Like they want me at first base, I'll go play first base. They want me to catch. Cool. The moment he said that, Red Sox Nation, it was that meme of what the heck? Like what? This guy. And now it's just added more to this weekend. That's why you continue to see this, because people continue to watch. If you want it to not happen, it's the same thing about me complaining about the college football games. I complain because I hate seeing Alabama play Southwest New Mexico Community College and beating them by 70 points, and everybody being like, oh my God, it's a college football. No, it's Alabama versus, disabled people. That's what they're playing right now, okay? And we count that as a football game. That's what it's. It's Auburn playing a school that they're paying basically $1.5 million to play. It's the same equivalent of when Mike Tyson faced an unknown guy and said, hey, man, I'll pay, $8,000, $9,000. If you wake up after my hit, you can have it. You can have it.
This is an Oregon versus Portland State.
I mean, that's what it is, okay? But I will continue to complain about it, but it doesn't change until people stop showing up. Like, that's when it changes. Like, the reason why we're getting more home and homes and less neutral site games is because people got tired of it. And they're like, going to Atlanta's cool, but it's all right. We go there, especially if you're in Alabama or if you're in Georgia, especially if you're Georgia. I mean, heck, you can go there any weekend. But especially if you're in Alabama, oh, we're going to Atlanta again.
The traffic's going to be a pain, man.
Like, I got to do this. I don't even know if my garage that I always park in is going to be available. This time it's going to be like 104 degrees when I have to walk through Olympic Village just to get there. Then I got to deal with all those people and standing outside. Like, you start going through it and you're like, I'll just wait till December. Then December gets here and you're going, Alabama's going to win this game so bad. Who are they playing that? Like, where's the college football playoff game at? Let's think about that. Like, this is the reason why you're getting the home and homes, because people are realizing, and these admins are realizing, they don't want to see crap. So if you don't want the games against POSU that I absolutely loathe, then let's make the stadium half full. And they're going to say, okay, yeah, maybe we shouldn't be scheduling this game. Like, I'd much rather us be scheduling a different one because we're not making the money that we thought we were going to.
Oh, it's the same as Madden. And in the college football game, they're going to come out with them every single year and slightly adjust them. And they're not going to change it unless our voice gets big enough and their sales get low enough.
This year's Madden, early returns on both Madden and the college football game is that Madden is better than the college football game this year and has taken a massive step forward.
I've seen it.
Why? Because so many people swapped over to the college football game last year. And even though they bought the package like I did, and like I'm going to do when I'm going to buy both packages, and hey, I can have college football and Madden when they come out, they still, even though they got the purchase, they also realized the amount of plays were way down. And the amount of complaints about the reason why they're playing the game less was way up. And they said, okay, we've got to make some adjustments.
Gameplay trailer for the new Madden game is out. You guys definitely should take a look if you are interested. The game looks totally different. I'll admit.
I saw the one of Daniels.
Jaden Daniels pictures side by side.
And I'm just going, that looks like, that makes me happy that I got like a 4K monitor for Christmas. I'm I cannot wait to see this on there.
It almost looked real. To me, it almost looked like, if you glance at it, it looked real for a second.
Right.
And I know I'm probably sounding like an older guy who sees, I don't know, MLB 09 on a PSP. It looks real.
Like, I thought about WWE Warzone back in like 98. Oh my God, Hogan looks real. Or Steve Austin looks real. And he's just sitting there going side by side like this.
How do they get better than this?
Listen to that intro. Just in the glass really just sounds like it's just a little bit like, it doesn't even sound good. And it sounds like the audio is god awful. Like they recorded it from like the television themselves and they put it in the game, and we're just going, oh, this is amazing. Okay, I get it. Like I do. But the reason why things change is because of people stepping up and vocalizing that they need to be changed.
We show it They need to change.
You can get mad at me because I mentioned the fact that Alabama's playing POSU. There's 4,500 other schools that are doing the exact same thing. It's just Alabama is the one that we care the most about. I want all 12 games to be against good opponents. And I mean good name opponents, okay? Like, yes, you're going to periodically have it where, oh, look at this. UCF is good this year. Okay, great. That's fine. But is me thinking about going to Tuscaloosa, dealing with the traffic, trying to find a seat, trying to walk up there and sit in the stands, it's not worth it to sit and watch Alabama blow a team out by 45 points just to say that I was in the stadium. And then I miss all of the other football games that are taking place, and I can't watch any of them. Like, screw that.
Yeah.
If you want me in your stadium, make the experience better. I'm not talking about facilities and improving the suites and improving the chairs, getting actual chairs. None of that. I'm talking about between the white lines.
Play on field.
In between the white lines.
Yep.
When Alabama runs out, I want them to be running out, and the other team that's running onto the field from the other side be like, oh, dang, this is about to be a game now. It could still be a blowout, but at least I'm seeing a good helmet matchup. I mean, that's what I want. So until we speak up and stop going to games, then we're not going to be able to get the change that we want to. And if you want other sports to get more notoriety, more information, more people talking about them, then watch them. We bash ESPN because they talk more about the WNBA and the fact that they're losing the deal in Major League Baseball. Yet I just showed you that a random game on a Tuesday night on ESPN that involved Caitlin Clark just outgrew almost every single Sunday night baseball game. So what would benefit me more, putting a WNBA game on Sunday night that involved Caitlin Clark or playing Yankees Red Sox for the 65th time when neither team is the exact same as what it was in the early 2000s that got us into the rivalry to begin with? The two cities still hate each other, but there's the trash talk, the fighting, Pedro pointing at his head. That's still not there. Jorge Posada looking over there like, do this to me. Like he's Pedro Soriano from Major League. Leave this up to me, man. Like, it's none of that. So which one would I rather see? Because Caitlin Clark in the WNBA and what you saw last night, she's getting pushed around. You're sitting there you're either defending her or you're going against her, but you're watching it. And if more people are watching that than they're watching Monday night baseball or Sunday night baseball or Tuesday night baseball, yeah, I would think about putting on a WNBA game over baseball. And again, this is me, Mr. I love baseball, Braves. I'm born and bred this stuff. Like, I was able to break down the throw that got Williams to third base in the first hour, and that was just rewatching it one time, looking at foot placement, looking at the way that bodies leans were, all of that. Like, that's just who I am, but I also know what ratings do. And if WNBA is getting me more money, darn right I'm going to hook my wagon to it. I keep looking behind me, seeing if anybody's going to hook their wagon to the Braves. Come on now. I've got 50 seats back here. Just somebody else hop on the bus with me. That's what it is.
You can listen to those Braves tonight as they face off against the Mets yet again. 6:15 is going to be first pitch on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. On top of that, Trash Pandas over on WZZN, or Talk Radio WZZN TV. I don't know why I keep wanting to say WZZN TV. It's probably because we have to hit a break, Joe, because our favorite segment of the week's coming up.
That's right.
It's the Cover 5 here on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. We'll be right back.
Joe Hunk, John Abraham, 256-576-4977. This is the Blitz on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You've seen those beautiful epoxy floors in a garage or carport area and have probably wondered, how can I get that done? Well, the answer is Lifetime Epoxy Floors. Lifetime Epoxy Floors is an A-plus rated business with the Better Business Bureau and has been family-owned for over 14 years. They do both residential and commercial applications and get most jobs done in a day. Lifetime Epoxy Floors' motto is, we love what we do, and it shows. Visit LifetimeEpoxyFloors.com to schedule a free estimate today and check them out on Facebook.
Hey folks, Bob Baumhauer here. We're extremely proud that Baumhauer's Victory Grill has been serving Alabama for 43 legendary years. Our motto is legendary fun, legendary food, and we strive to make every dining experience a special one for all of our guests. Our menu features delicious, always fresh and scratch-made in-house recipes. And of course, our award-winning wings and sauces. And don't forget, our happy hour and halftime daily specials cannot be beat. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Let's talk about the X's and O's of family entertainment. Every parent in Alabama knows the importance of being able to draw up an activity that'll get you out of the house for a couple of hours. But it needs to be affordable. It needs to be family friendly. Above all, it needs to be fun. Now, let's talk about high school sports. Bang for your buck, school sports provide the perfect game plan for your family. You'll enjoy all of the drama and excitement competitive sports offer. You'll be supporting the future leaders of our community in a meaningful way. Best of all, you can take the entire family without breaking the bank. Heck, you won't even dent it. Now, enough chalk talk. Let's get out there and see what's playing at the high school in your community. School sports. Good for our kids, good for our community. This message presented by the Alabama High School Athletic Association and the Alabama High School Athletic Directors and Coaches Association.
This is Steve Moulton for Tellini's Italiano. Tellini's Italiano is located right in front of the Walmart, right off of University, behind the McDonald's. More or less catty corner from Topgolf. It's one of my favorite places to go to, and if you go there, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you need to try the baked spaghetti, add a meatball. Also try the baked ziti with meat sauce, add sausage. You'll thank me. Save room for some pizzas and paninis as well. And don't forget about dessert as well. The best cheesecake I have had here in North Alabama is at Tellini's Italiano. Find out for yourself today. That's Tellini's Italiano, right off of University Drive in front of the Walmart. Located online at Tellinis.com. That's TELLINIS.com. Let's get some Tellini's tonight.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
Listen to the Rocket City Trash Pandas all season long. Trash Panda Baseball is only on Talk Radio WZZN.
Yeah, Talk Radio WZZN. That's what it is. No TV. Don't no TV on that. You can find it on Apple and Android devices for completely free.
I say, were you breaking news about something that I need to know about?
No, it was just the liner that brings up the trash pandas.
Yes. 256-576-977. On your Wednesday, as we continue along, Tom Abraham show coming up at noon. You got the drive coming up at 5. Braves baseball coming up after that. As they are hosting the New York Mets. They took the first game of the series, and Chris Sale is on the mound tonight, and that is a very good thing for the Braves.
Yes, I agree.
So you look at it and go, okay, let's see what they can do. If they can take the first two, then tomorrow's game will be massive.
Let's keep those bats hot, please, because you're gonna need a lot of runs to start out this game. Because use all of Chris Sale that you can.
Yes, and by the way, it was a Francisco Alvarez that you guys were talking about with the catching gear, and asking the reason why. Like, why does he wear this? Like, what's dude's deal? Like, what's going on? Apparently, he is nicknamed the Troll. And he wears stuff like this because he knows it gets on people's nerves. Like that is the.
He got me, damn it!
No, it is.
He got me.
Like, okay, so he's from Venezuela, so yes, he's had times where he's worn like yellow gear and blue gear, very similar to what Ronald Acuna has done. But it's the neon stuff that people are going, "What the heck?" So last night he had on creamsicle and neon green. And people, what is this? Which I don't know how often he actually wears that gear, but he was wearing it last night, and Braves fans paid attention to it. So he is nicknamed the Troll. And in fact, last year, because if you look at a catcher, normally they have like their last name at the very top, like the little lip of the chest protector, and they'd have, a nickname or their name or something like that on there. And this year he has like his last name, I believe, is what he has on there. Last year it had like El Troll. For the Troll, because he just wants to troll people. That he loves triggering people.
Got my ass.
And that's exactly what it is he just wants to trigger people, old man yelling at clouds, being like, why is he not wearing tradition? Like that.
Look, the colors on their own are kind of cool.
Oh, the colors are awesome.
Mix them with the Mets uniforms, and now it's an eyesore.
Well, and I didn't know if he was, because I know Major League Baseball allows players to wear the alternative colors, like if it's a color from your country, like it's your national flag. Like that's the reason why Acuna started wearing gold or yellow and blue, because that's the Venezuelan flag, or the yellow and red, because that's also part of the Venezuelan flag. So those are reasons why you will see some players going with those. Aaron Judge had the Statue of Liberty green because of his, like, I think he got that approved because it's, it's an alternative color also. But he wears it.
I'm trying to
I know my boy for the Hanshin Tigers wears the exact same thing. He wears, but it's also, he's got it in his shin pad and his elbow guard is the Statue of Liberty green. Don't know if he's trying to send a message to America or not, but hey.
Well, that also has me thinking with Jazz Chisholm at the beginning of the season. He was rocking a lot of the one piece.
Yeah.
And the colors they were red and they were yellow in them. But I'm wondering how far that goes into the rule book for the MLB. I'm not 100% sure, but I do like the personality. I love to see the personality of some of these players, and I love to see the honesty from some of these players. And the same can go into other sports. One of those being NASCAR. Joe, I know I kind of brought this up to you, and I didn't want to go too deep into it.
No, that's okay. You don't have to.
But yeah, I was like, I actually get the okay.
No, that's okay.
Carson Hocevar, prior to going to Mexico City for that race last week, which it was fine. It was
fine.
Honestly,
fine.
It wasn't that entertaining. SVG.
Are you about to go old man at cloud?
He straight up said that Mexico City was a crap hole. A little bit different than that. I've messed up before and said it on air many times, so you guys could probably know what.
Wait, you've said that on air? You said that on air?
No, I've said the other alternatives to even what he said.
Oh,
also
okay.
The crap hole. Yeah.
Okay.
And he got fined $50,000 for just speaking his mind. Now, he's never been to Mexico City. I don't even think he's ever been out of the country, but he was just speaking his mind on a Twitch stream, and that gets the guy fined. And I hate that. I get that. And now he's got to be in sensitivity training and stuff like that. This is 2025. I mean, you can't say something that, is going to make some people upset. He later redacted his statements and said it was beautiful.
Oh, it's an amazingly beautiful. Now, look, I've never been to Mexico City.
Looks
okay,
pretty cool.
I think really I've been to Cancun.
Mm-hmm.
There was another place we stopped at during our cruise. I cannot remember what it was. Cannot remember.
That's the only time a majority of us go to Mexico.
It was like and yes, it was a crap hole. Like it was one of those that like they get you on a bus when you leave the cruise and they drive you to where they're taking you. But as they drive you through it, like I'm looking at my wife going, so did they just have a war here? Was there a battle that just took place here?
Come on, there's some places in America that look like Afghanistan.
It looks like Baghdad right now. Oh, like this, like seriously, like this looks like I ran at the moment. Like, what the heck what kind of cruise did you just put us on? Like, I was totally thrown off. Okay, I get it.
It's a part of the appeal of these cruises is to go to these places that feel like third world countries.
Yes, that's the appeal. That should be on the billboard. Ride with us. We'll take you to third world countries to make you love Alabama more. Like, what? Is that's your sales pitch on this?
I mean, you'll appreciate life a little bit more.
Oh, look, Cancun's been Americanized. Like, trust me. Like, they have their quote unquote like Mexican food that you can buy like at their restaurants, but it's been very Americanized. So you don't really get the real Cancun part of this whenever you're going. Like, no, absolutely not. But one of those places, God, I wish I could remember the name of it. I thought we were in Baghdad. I seriously thought that America had just bombed this place like a week before we got there. I'm not saying anything. I will show you the pictures and you could make the judgment.
Well, you don't get fined.
Would I get fined for that?
No.
I haven't said anything.
I don't see. We're not under NASCAR's limitations as well as professional sports limitations.
That's true. We have a lot more fun.
Oh yeah,
yeah. No, they want us to have fun.
We actually have personalities.
Yeah, we're allowed to have those. As a matter of fact, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Which is part of which is the reason we came up with the cover 5, because it allows us to kind of show those personalities off a little bit by giving unique answers.
And also hearing from the listeners' personalities as well. 256-576-97.7 is the number to hop in as we dive right into the cover 5.
All right.
We still need a song for this.
We're working on the intro. Yeah. Okay. Voice guy's working on stuff for this. Okay. I've got him working at this point in time. So
is that genuine? You have?
No, seriously, I genuinely do. I do, as a matter of fact. It's just we were focused so much on the Rocket City Awards and getting all that stuff that, we pushed this stuff back.
Yeah, and you didn't want to bring me in on that?
No, because it was going to be a surprise.
Okay.
All this is going to be a surprise, man. I love surprises. I'm working on new show intros, and they're going to be surprises.
I'm working on a new show. Complete new show.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's
you guys like
new show everything.
You guys like Saturdays at 8:00 in the morning?
No, I don't. I did that for way too long. No, there's no chance on that. But part of that I did just so that I could make a little bit more money so that I could splurge on things. Today is National Splurge Day.
Is it really?
Today is National Splurge Day. If and when you actually have money.
Oh, no, Joe. Everybody's going to know I'm a nerd.
What do you splurge on?
Oh, it's really whatever hyperfixation I'm really all about that month, Like if I was able to splurge maybe 3 weeks ago, Pokemon cards left and right.
God, I remember that phase for you.
Investments out the wazoo, because then I would have them and then sell them for money and then get some more cards. That would probably be what I would have done 3 weeks ago. Now, I would say probably something for the PC, because the two monitor setup right now is pretty dope. I feel like the PC could be even stronger. I might get more storage for my computers. It's a little bit boring, but at the same time, it's what appeals to me. I'd splurge on that.
Well, look, and a lot of people are going to splurge on tires for their truck. They want to splurge on, whenever I was, 18, 19 years old, trust me, if NIL was in place when I was playing baseball and I actually got some sort of money that I could go, you know what, I can have some fun with this. You're darn right. I was buying rims. I was buying sound systems for my cars. I was doing everything. That's what I was splurging on. When I've got my first job, here's what's crazy. When I got my very first real job, which was at the VBC, it was pressure washing. We've talked about how I used to do that at the VBC. It was my very first real job.
Can't believe they made it into a real thing. Pressure washer simulator. Shout out to them.
And I got my first paycheck. It was my first real paycheck.
What'd you do?
I had no bills whatsoever.
Prime right there.
So I splurged on the entire DVD set of Friday the 13th.
Of course you did. It's
the
box. Like we just had the conversation.
We just had this conversation. It plays into last Friday the 13th. I bought every single one of the DVDs because Blu-ray wasn't just a thing yet. So I bought every one of the DVDs. They came in a box that was just probably 4 feet tall, because it had to be packaged, but they also had to make room for the play, for all the DVDs for them to play. And I get this box and I'm looking at it and I'm going, what did I just do? Like, this is dumb. This is absolutely dumb. But I wanted it.
Yeah.
And I splurged on it and I bought from the very first Friday the 13th all the way up because the new one had dropped. The newest Friday the 13th had dropped. I bought every single one of them. Everyone. That's what I splurged on. So no, I'm not going to make fun of you because I once bought 12 DVDs of Friday the 13th of a show that I can now watch on Prime for free.
Well, like I said, though, it depends on the month. At one point, I remember buying $200 and I think it was $190 skates. All right, for aggressive in-rolling, and I still use those today. But that was me splurging on something. At one point, I wanted a bunch of different hockey sweaters. I thought that. Whenever it was 2023, I believe that's when they had it was kind of like a throwback. It was in Miami. It was the All-Star game. I wanted that sweater right there. And then a few of the throwback for the Arizona Coyotes. Little did I know the Coyotes were about to be non-existent. And I ended up getting just one.
It's vintage now.
It is vintage. I mean, it's always been vintage, but now it's vintage. But yeah, it depends on what I got going on. I haven't had to splurge in a long time though, because all of it goes to bills. I splurge on bills.
Look, right now splurging for me is going to be getting the Madden and college football game package.
Credit card for me. I
mean, like that's going to be quote unquote splurging for me. Like if I splurge right now, I'm getting a video game on the PlayStation. That's at the moment what I would splurge on.
Completely fixing the Mustang would be one of those for me.
I mean, having a hood that doesn't, fly up randomly as you're driving down the park.
It's not the hood anymore, Joe. Okay. It's not the hood. There's just so many problems with it.
Look, you have a car. I don't even have one. I can't even judge.
You want the Mustang?
I don't have one.
I'll sell it to you for low.
I don't want you to sell it to me for low. Mainly because I need a vehicle that can carry 3 kids.
Oh, the Mustang's not going to do that.
No, it's barely can carry 1 human, let alone 3. So yeah, I have to find a vehicle now that carries 3 humans.
It could carry 3.
It's actually 4 humans normally, because normally it would just be my wife right now would be at home.
Yeah, because that's the thing. You'd have to leave the wife at home, but you could fit 3 human kids.
Because you can't. Like the oldest one, I still can't sit in the front seat. I don't think I can sit him in the front seat until he's like 10.
Get him a helmet. We got plenty of them. Put a helmet on.
We're not doing anything else with them. Might as well use the helmets. They're just hanging out.
Why JP? Why JP right there?
Which one would he like the most? Because I really am looking to see which helmet would he like the most if I was going to put him in a helmet.
New Hope. Okay, so let me.
The New Hope one. Yeah. Also, by the way, speaking of New Hope on this, because you're the ones that did the videos for the Rocket City Awards.
Yeah.
Screw you on some of these, because you put some of the high school highlights of a team or of a player dominating New Hope. And I was like, dude, for real? I was watching that video and I went,
which one was it?
I don't know.
Was it JP?
Were they playing? I don't know which one it was, but I saw it and they were dominating New Hope. I was like, screw you, John. You're the one that made the video. Screw you.
If you guys are looking on WZZN TV, you got all the helmets right there. We got UNA. We got Grissom's older Clemson looking helmet. I think they actually they got numbers on there.
Yeah, well, and now they have numbers, or they used to have the G.
We need updates on these.
Go low. How low can you go?
I can go really low.
Can you go all the way to the flow?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. So we got Buckhorn, Huntsville's, Westminster, MA, and Randolph.
We got the Lee Generals. We got Decatur.
Yes, that's Decatur.
Deckard?
No, it's called Decatur, but we call it Decatur.
We got UNA and JP2.
Honestly, he would probably like the Buckhorn one the most, just because of the antlers. I think he would like the antlers the most on that. Okay, just all right. Second question of the cover 5. Second question of the cover 5, which Jay has an interesting answer about something we were talking about just a second ago. Mm-hmm. This game that is on Sunday Night Baseball a lot is what?
Yankees Dodgers.
When they do play each other, yes, that is it.
Or Yankees Mets. Or Yankees Boston.
There we go.
There you go.
Today,
so is the Yankees.
In 1977, do you know what happened during the Yankees Red Sox game?
A squirrel ran on the field.
No, that was actually that was a black cat. I was about to say that was Mets and Cubs, if I remember that correctly.
Okay.
No, 1977. Yankees Red Sox. Something happened very early in that game that is remembered for all time for any Yankee fan that was alive at that point in time?
It was on fire. It's close.
In a matter of speaking, yes.
What happened?
Reggie Jackson and Billy Martin almost get into a brawl in the dugout because Billy Martin pulled Reggie Jackson from the game for lack of hustle.
Couldn't see me doing that.
I mean, it was.
I got all the hustle.
Oh, no. It was intense. Like, if you've ever seen The Bronx is Burning, which you can go to YouTube, it's on there now. That was an ESPN docudrama that they put out. I don't know why it's not on their ESPN app, but you can watch it on YouTube. It was shown there. There's been countless videos that you can go back and watch because Reggie Jackson didn't hustle for a ball, and he said that he couldn't get to it. And so next thing you know, he's talking to one of the relief pitchers in the bullpen and at Fenway, and he's like, "Hey, Reggie, you may want to turn around." And about that time, his replacement is running out, and they're like, and he's looking at him going, "What are you doing? Like, why are you out?" He's like, "Dude, go talk to Billy. I have no idea. He just sent me out here." And so Reggie goes in. Next thing you know, they start having at it, and the players have to separate them in the dugout. So, best sports fight that you can remember.
Oh, that's tough. Because there's been so many that I've seen during like the training camp, and on top of that during the NFL camps as well. Oh, Joe, I couldn't. I don't know.
See?
I don't know if I got one.
See, I've been to one in person that was a baseball fight, and that was like in the early 90s, and it was a Braves game. Now, this wasn't the Braves-Phillies.
I got one.
Where Glavine, I believe it was Glavine, almost hit Del Murphy or did hit Del Murphy with a pitch. Like, it wasn't that one.
Oh, I
but
got
it was
one.
an early fight. It was at Fulton County Stadium. For some reason, I always want to think, and the pictures are somewhere in my dad's attic of the fight that took place, but it was Braves and somebody, and it was at Fulton County.
Michael Crabtree, really good fighter. Got to see him plenty of times. Michael Griffith also had to be in a few of those fighters with Andre Johnson. On top of that, and this is my favorite and most notable one.
I know which one you're going to say.
I'm going with Mr. Mason Rudolph's dented head, Myles Garrett with the helmet hit. I'm going with Steelers versus Browns, and the bonk heard around the world.
What year did that happen?
That was in 2021.
How did you not ask Keith Butler about that Monday night?
I should have, but I already asked that question.
You asked it to Ramon.
Yeah.
You talked to Ramon about it.
I should have asked him, though. I'm pretty sure he was still the coach.
Yeah, I think he was the DC then in 2021.
It might have also been 2022.
Yeah. But no, yeah.
I think Baker was still on the team, so no, he was. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's probably the most notable one that you can remember, like your favorite fight there.
Well, yeah, it was the Browns and a Browns player hitting a dude on the Steelers, my least favorite team, with a helmet. I mean, it's illegal if I tried to do it.
Well, it's illegal if a lot of people tried to do it. Okay, I will say if sticking with Yankees Red Sox, when Pedro threw down Zimmer. That to me is still hilarious to this day because Zimmer was 1,000% in the wrong on every bit of it. But I want to say that was the fight that started with Veritek and A-Rod, if I remember correctly, that this started when A-Rod almost got hit by the pitch. If I remember, no, because that wasn't that fight because Pedro was in the dugout unless he'd already gotten pulled in the game. But yeah, it was.
Two old men fighting.
Are you watching it now? Of Zimmer going at Pedro, and then Pedro just going ole and just kind of pushing him off the side.
Little sumo match.
Well, no. What could Pedro do, man? What could he do? In any scenario there, he's in the wrong. Like everybody's going to look at him badly. If he actually swung at Zimmer, he could probably have killed the man because Zimmer was barely alive at that point in time. All right. If he just let Zimmer go, he's getting popped and he looks bad because he let an old man beat him up. So the only thing he did was just kind of push him to the side. And then there Zimmer goes, just rolling on the ground.
Oh, was it after the slide that took one of the players out? And then that's kind of what started igniting the flame. And then it was just like a little bit of back and forth between the managers. I think and then the Yankees were like, get a little choppy with the pitches.
The whole thing was, trust me.
And then that's whenever it started coming out. Yeah.
Yeah. Like that whole, this is the reason why that in the early 2000s, like you think that there are rivalries now. Yankees, Red Sox in the early 2000s, like that was pure hatred. Okay. Like I remember going to that Yankees Red Sox game that we talked about in 2008. And I rolled up in Red Sox gear because I was a Red Sox guy.
The way he grabs him by the head.
Well, I mean, what else was he going to do?
He had two hands on his head and he just tosses him to the ground. He doesn't even have to toss him. It was all,
he basically just kind of shrugged him to the side as the fight was taking place, and he was just trying to keep it out. Here's the other part about this, and people forget this part too. This was during the ALCS. Like, we thought it was a big deal during the Stanley Cup final when that fight took place. And I mean, just the fact that the Oilers and Panthers went at it like crazy earlier in the Stanley Cup, we thought that was crazy. This was in the ALCS. This was huge when this took place. This was a fight that could have cost you your season. At least in hockey, you're allowed to fight. These teams were fighting in the ALCS when everybody could have been thrown out.
Don was fighting with everybody, though. I mean, not even just in this instance. I mean, he was fighting with the umps. I mean, he was fighting with other players. I mean, everybody who was a part of that Yankees higher up, I would say, always wanted to pick fights.
Yeah, and this is what was really funny, because it wasn't the A-Rod Veritek one. This one was, what was happening was, first Pedro threw over, I want to say it was like Garcia's head early in the game, and because of it, I think Manny Ramirez even said, like, Manny went up on deck going, "Yep, I know I'm about to get hit. I know I'm about to get hit. Like, it is going to happen." And so if you look at the pitch that Roger Clemens threw at Manny, it wasn't even close to him.
But it was high.
It was high,
but
it wasn't actually near him. No. And Manny just went, "Well, that's it. That was the one." And so he starts overreacting. Like, he had already knew that this was going to take place. And so he had already had it in his head. "Well, I'm about to get hit. I'm just ready. Just go ahead. I know it's going to happen." And so obviously when a 92-mile-per-hour fastball goes right over your head, yeah, you just automatically said, "Well, that's the one. I'm going to go."
Yep.
And that's what started the brawl.
What would get you to go that quick? What is a fight that you remember? 256-576-97.7. As we hit a break, we'll be right back. You guys can hop in real quick to get in your answers. Regardless, this is The Blitz.
Phone lines are open now. 256-576-4977. This is The Blitz on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
The Tom Abraham Show, weekdays beginning at noon on 97.7 ESPN The Zone and WZZN TV.
Final segment, best segment, brought to you by Bobcat of Huntsville.
Oh, yeah. The place you need to go to if you need any heavy equipment to dig up some holes or maybe totally renovate that house. You've been trying to do it for a while? Well, head on down to Highway 20. Right off of it, you'll find Bobcat of Huntsville, and you can start getting all the equipment you need for that next big project.
All right, we only got a few minutes left, so let's go back to the phone lines. 256-576-977.
We got Jason.
What's up, Jason?
Hey, not good. All right, here's you some facts.
Okay, well, we got 50 seconds, so it's all you. Go.
All right, Ron Artest in Indianapolis getting in the fight with the fans.
The malice.
Larry Bird throwing the basketball and hit Bill Lambert in the face with it during the fight. Larry Bird and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar getting in a good scope.
Wouldn't want to get in the middle of those two guys.
The malice in the palace, man. That one, still can't believe that one even happened to begin with. All right.
Larry Bird, oh my God, Bill Lambert. Larry gets the basketball, hits him right in the head.
Yep.
Bill tackled him up for along the layup.
All right, Jason, we appreciate it, bro. Thanks for listening, man.
Well, Joe, we're running out of time.
Yes.
I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Same time.
Same bat channel.
Tom Abraham coming up next.
You've seen those beautiful epoxy floors in a garage or carport area and have probably wondered, how can I get that done? Well, the answer is Lifetime Epoxy Floors. Lifetime Epoxy Floors is an A-plus rated business with the Better Business Bureau and has been family-owned for over 14 years. They do both residential and commercial applications and get most jobs done in a day. Lifetime Epoxy Floors' motto is, we love what we do, and it shows. Visit LifetimeEpoxyFloors.com to schedule a free estimate today and check them out on Facebook.